Salamaturan. We come to you once again, dear hearts, with more to tell you. As your world continues to grow in consciousness, your planetary populace becomes less subject to manipulation by your dark cabal. Further, there is mounting discontent with the miserable conditions that most of you still have to endure. Another factor is the rising power of our Earth allies. This motley mix has served up a setting for a great change in the very near future. We see this grand transformation as now being ready to manifest in your reality. This we base on three main factors. First is the dangerous monetary situation on your world. The reign of the current US dollar is nearly over, which means a new monetary system is critically needed. Second, the present, untenable petroleum-based economy of the planet is creating a new desire to find practical alternatives, and quickly. Third, the exponentially increasing world debt needs to be forgiven before a series of potentially explosive civil wars throughout your so-called Third World becomes inevitable. This is the dire situation facing your many ruling cabals. The solutions to these dilemmas lie in heeding the requirements for change. This change can no longer be merely cosmetic, it needs to be a massive realigning of the financial, economic, and political elements that form your society. Those in charge realize this and have formally and covertly accepted our assistance. Yet despite this, there remains an immense hodgepodge of powerful individuals and groups deeply obsessed with a variety of different solutions. However, these are by and large very practical and reasonable members of society, and we have therefore been able to use our good offices and our technology to formulate a widely approved series of solutions. One of the more important addresses the monetary quandary. Ultimately, this involves a new global banking agreement, which in turn requires a new primary currency or, alternatively, a balanced spread of currencies. In any event, this new monetary giant needs to become the foundation of a system based upon true value. Your present fiat system has run its course and has fully displayed its countless, inherent weaknesses. The prerequisite of a new, true value monetary and banking system depends upon finding a new energy source to drive the global economic engine. This means that your fossil fuel-based economy is viewed as a dinosaur, gasping its last, by these practical ones. All this is weighed carefully against the powerful positions still held by your last dark cabal. Hence, progress has been slow but nevertheless steady. As the powerful U.S. regime, still controlled by this dark cabal, begins to implode upon itself, the prospect for a coherent plan of campaign comes into focus. Bear in mind that our role in these matters is to work in tandem with our Earth allies to make this quiet revolution a reality. The Dark Cabal still maintains the primary power positions in the present system and is holding on for dear life. Their current stranglehold cannot last much longer. Like the mounting chaos in your various global systems, their internal chaos also grows and is soon to effect their complete collapse. This inevitability inspires and motivates our earthly coalitions. The political component is of course inextricably tied into this equation. This last dark cabal holds your reality in a fierce headlock. Here also, the foundation upon which they stand is crumbling like a brick wall in a powerful earthquake. The many difficulties they faced during the last Gregorian year are only multiplying in this one. We are buoyed up by what is happening throughout your globe. The political system you have long known is everywhere becoming more and more insufferable, and so regime changes are more likely to occur. This can further destabilize the present system and demonstrate the overall need for fundamental change. The depth and scope of these changes, not to mention the time factor, points clearly towards the need for some type of external assistance. Our intent is to help you create the requisite conditions that can then lead rapidly toward our formal acceptance and the moment for first contact. We feel this moment is getting very near. This growing chaos is more than countered by the increase in the consciousness levels of your global population. In every country, children who possess a higher level of consciousness are being born. Their addition daily raises the consciousness quotient of your reality. This further weakens the ability of this last cabal to compensate for the innate liabilities of their goals. All this means that you are advancing at an accelerated pace toward your victory. Look upon this period in your history as the golden moments when the dark's influence on you began rapidly to wane. It is a time of great promise as the forces of chaos move to obstruct the dark from its dire goals. This approaching defeat breathes life into the new programs mentioned above. These agreements, which ensure you an abundant and a safer world, can now start to emerge from behind the curtains where they have been kept. Before they can be released from obscurity, certain things must first take place. Our liaisons and diplomatic personnel are working around the clock with our Earth allies to this end. As you know, as soon as this U.S. regime falls, a window of opportunity is thus created, and the demise of the current monetary and economic systems can be swiftly announced. A moment of transition will open up which can move your world beyond the current brinkmanship into a space where she can prepare herself for something new. This something new is an innovative precious metal-backed currency system, an end to fractional banking, and a global debt forgiveness holiday. This is to be followed by a great sharing of abundance and the restoration of common law throughout the globe. These events contain the final steps leading to first contact. They include the implementation of new ecological pacts that end the tyranny of fossil fuel dependence and begin an age of alternatives. This contains the formal introduction of free energy devices and their derived transportation systems. Our arrival can spur this move to energy alternatives, but more importantly, will begin the necessary union between the inner Earth people and the surface dwellers. This union can initiate you to much-needed technology and serve as the start of a new galactic society for the peoples of Mother Earth. At this time, the facts about Earth's true history can be made known together with an amazing education system enabling the assimilation of huge amounts of new information. Most importantly, these new abilities can enable a joyous return to full consciousness. Our purpose has been, throughout, to move you toward your divine destiny. This is why, in our messages to you, we constantly harp on about the need to consider the big picture, be positive, and learn to move beyond your understandable frustrations. We know such advice can be challenging for those living in the anguished throes of a world wresting itself from the clutches of the dark. Nevertheless, you need to know that these necessary transformations you are going through are to result in your destined triumph. Our part at first is to help you indirectly and at the appropriate moment to join in directly. This arrangement compels us to help where our special talents can do the most good. Due to the current conditions on your world, this has mostly meant working in a covert manner with those most able to unseat the rooted power of your last dark cabal. Today, we discuss what is occurring on your world. We wish to re-emphasize to you the power inherent in your calm, continuing focus on your victory. This concentration has helped us greatly, and we remain ever grateful for your mindful assistance. Remember, together, we are indeed victorious. We now take our leave. Blessings, dear ones. Know in your heart of hearts that the perpetual supply and infinite abundance of heaven are indeed yours. Salamat Majan. Salamat Kasijaram. Syrian for rejoice. And be blessed in love and joy.